Welcome back for the latest episode of Rocket League Decision Making. Today I am here with a guest I am so excited to have, someone very influential to my own gameplay, Poquito. Poquito is a grand champion with 2,100 hours, give or take with some PS4 playtime in there, and he's also a premier pack creator and a figurehead within the Rocket League community. Poquito, how are you today?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Dude, I'm so excited to be doing this. Let's jump into these questions. Kicking it off, what is your biggest strength in Rocket League?
It changes all the time. It's just between my mechanics and the decisions I make. That's probably which ones it bounces between.
So that might transition into question number 2 then. What is your biggest weakness?
I think I'm going to say like adapting overall. Just being able to like read who I'm with. Sometimes I just have no clue what the other person's doing. And as much as they might be doing something right, I still don't understand it. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult for me to like adapt to that, you know?
Yeah, and that's what prompted this whole video series, is that I would play with people and they would do something that would just blow my mind, good or bad. The thought was, why that? Do you warm up before you start to play Rocket League?
So I get on. I'm like 10 minutes into free play. I'm like, am I playing well? If I'm not, then I won't play.
Okay.
In ranked. But if I am, then I will. And then if I just don't play well, I'll just keep going with free play for half an hour. And if I'm still playing like an idiot, then I just won't bother.
That's an interesting approach,
go
though.
back to work.
Oftentimes, a lot of people's answer is, they'll give it a certain amount of time and then they jump in. And good or bad. Like if you warm up, if you're playing well or not. What's one thing that you wish you knew when you started playing Rocket League?
Oh, I think I'd say like how much less fun you have when the game becomes competitive.
Okay.
As much as that sounds very sad, like I loved this game. Like I still love the game. Don't get me wrong. But the game has become more about how good I can get rather than how much fun I have.
What got you, Poquito, into Rocket League, and then what made you stay?
I mean, I got into Rocket League because it was free to play on PS4. And then when I started playing it, I was like, actually, there's quite a lot more to this game. And I was like, oh shit, you can fly. At this point, I hadn't watched esports. I was like, there's the possibility that you could jump and then use your boost to keep flying. I think what made me stay is like the competitive nature of it.
How do you like to play? Is it aggressive? Is it back a little bit? Are you all over the place?
As I said, like I don't adapt that well, and I think maybe it is a weakness of mine, but I feel like my playstyle kind of changes based upon who I'm with. That's what I'd love to be able to see all the passes and like the avenues that you could take to score the goal.
I think part of what you said there alludes to my next question, and that is, as a Liverpool supporter, you're well-versed in beautiful football. You are. So, for you, Poquito, what is beautiful Rocket League?
Like I say, man, it's passing, bro. Oh, the way that G2 pass sometimes is just, it's like, you just can't help but just go, oh. It's like, ooh, you get like a good feeling from it.
Poquito, you recently tweeted that you're kind of getting over Rocket League. So,
oh yes, that's it there.
You did.
That was a tweet.
What would need to happen to make you fall back in love with the game?
This season has been a struggle for me, I think. Like, I was 1,700 last season, and this season, like, Champ 3 is a struggle. And I don't know what it is, but I think a lot of people are relating to it. Maybe all it takes is to like it again is just if you play with someone. I think that's the advice I'd give if anyone feels like they're over a game. I think playing with a mate and just like you're having a nice conversation with someone, and then the gameplay is secondary. That makes you like it again because it's just about connecting with someone else rather than just like trying to get your rank up.
Poquito, 2 questions left. You're known as a training pack guru. What constitutes a good pack to you?
Shots upon shots is what I will say. There's too many packs that come out. 0 out of 8 shots. 8 shots. 15 shots. 5 shots. What are you going to do with 5 shots? You're not going to, like, if you have loads of shots of loads of variety, it's about variety. I tend to make packs off of the shots that I can't score as well. and I feel like that's a good way to do it.
Here we are at the end. The famous question, you can only choose one, mechanics or positioning.
I think, because I've seen a lot of these questions on Twitter thinking about this, and I personally think positioning, because this is like, K-Dop's considered one of the best players in the world. The reason why is because he's always in the right position. I think positioning overall will make you a better player than mechanics would. I think you could get further in ranked with just positioning. If like you had perfect positioning and perfect mechanics, you could get further in ranked than perfect positioning.
Okay, for us it'll be a little bit, but we're going to be taking a look at some key moments within this gameplay. How excited are you to look back at your replay?
I don't know, man. Like as I said before, I don't review my gameplay well, but I don't know. I think as a coach, if I'm looking at someone else's gameplay, it's fine.
Okay.
So I just need to look at this with a really scrutinizing eye, I suppose. But we'll see.
Well, let's check that out right now. Let's go. Poquito, we are back, part 2. Let's jump into it. We're going to get an early goal in this game, and that's going to set us off on the right foot. But for the rest of the moments, they're going to be a little bit more, dare I say, nuanced. Are you prepared for that?
I hopefully I'm prepared for whatever you've got to throw at me.
Okay. All right. So great first goal there. Orange team's gonna get a little bit of payback on you coming up right here. It's one of my favorite moments. Get out of the way, Poquito.
He just doesn't want me there.
No, he doesn't. Good news.
Fair enough. I'm in the goal. Makes sense.
We dare I say, great positioning or a little bit of luck. It's going to work out, though. They don't score. Key moment number 1, though, is coming up right away. And I want to know, right here, what's going through your mind in this situation?
Okay, so if I remember correctly, you've basically taken the ball into their half, and then you've tried to get their boost, and then you're coming back. You've come back past me here on the left. So my decision made was, when you've gone past me, you're going to be getting the boost and rotating back toward net. So I've got to shadow him so it wastes time for you to get boost. And I've got to make him do something that can give you the ball back. And that's like my decision making in that situation. So I'm pretty sure that I jump and then flop about a bit. Okay. But it makes him flick.
Okay. So let's watch. You're gonna do exactly that. You're gonna jump, kind of go around. They won't get the shot on target. So I'll ask, were you happy with that decision to challenge there?
So I've watched it back a few times as well, and my thinking is like, if you go all the way back to where where you paused it, I've turned in field, which I think is actually the wrong move. So he when you see him, he's coming down with the ball on his hood. So here, he's coming down there. I've turned wrongly. I've turned inside.
Okay.
But he's got the ball under control at this stage, and you're in front of me, so there's no need to turn in field. So if I turn left there, take the boost, turn left, then I shadow him instead of turning into him.
Okay.
Because it still proceeds with a dangerous situation because he's still got a flick off towards you.
Okay.
So I think I could have shadowed it better. I could have wasted time a bit better, but I mean, it worked out in the end. But
Fantastic. So key moment number 2 then is going to be a little bit similar, and it's coming up pretty quick as well. This one, I'm really curious for what you're actually thinking in the situation when you go. So right here, right now, what are you thinking? Is this like, oh, power clear time, or are you might want to control, or?
Actually, you might. I think you probably know why you brought this up, and I think I know why too. It's because it's stupid. You are in front of me. Both of them are in front of me. He's next to the ball. But the only saving grace about this situation, when you look at this, is that he's bumping you, and there's no way he could possibly turn for it. Mm-hmm. It's only because if I wait and let him do what he wants, that they get the ball. Is the reason why I go.
Okay. So, do you remember what happens here?
I'm pretty sure I just smack the ball and give it away.
Okay. Let's play it out. I want to hear your reaction.
Yeah.
We're 2 seconds away. Here it is.
What did I say? Stupid. Like, the thing is, the situation here is that he's bumping you. The where the ball is, where it stood, there's no way he could turn and hit it. It is a stupid thing to go for because you are in front of me and there's no point.
So it'll ultimately work out. We're gonna get that goal right there. Yeah. But like, so
it's just because I don't hit the ball.
Yeah.
But that's
instead
a
of me asking,
issue. I think that's just a bit. That's not. I think the positioning was. The positioning wasn't that good, but if I hit the ball there, I still make contact. It's just that I just like had a misclick, I suppose.
So I'm not gonna ask were you happy in that situation. I would say what would you have done differently? Would it have been a clear, or would you try to take control or something different?
I just would have hit the ball.
Okay.
Like the thing is, like, when you actually take that situation back to where the ball's bouncing, there's a situation when you see me coming for the ball, my intention is to hit the. So I always say in twos is like try and keep the ball close to you when you go for it. So there's no way he can go for it because he's bumping you. So the ball's back. So like there where you stopped it, my aim is to hit it up the wall and follow it onto the wall. I've got 70 boost. I could take it up the wall if I wanted to. So get a light touch up the wall and then follow it. But I accidentally side flipped. I'm pretty sure.
All right, and that's actually going to be another moment later on. We're going to kind of see something very similar to that. I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because we just watched some of this replay. Picking up here. 2-0. You're playing with someone that's not ranked as high as you in competitive. Are you nervous about that at all?
I don't think so. Okay. Well, the thing is like I said it to you earlier that a lot of your touches were, as I said, you like tried to keep it close to you, which is a good thing. And even if you miss, my positioning's not my. I guess you could say my positioning is quite negative, and I think that's just down to the fact that I've solo queued quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean you've also never played with me. Like
well, there is that, but I mean I think it's just because I place myself in a situation where I'm ready if you hit it or if you don't.
Okay,
that is like the solo queue mentality. Like it's a good mentality to have overall.
And dare I say, it's not the wrong mentality when you're solo queuing. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be ready for it because you just don't know. It's a toss of the coin. So
here we are.
But yeah, I mean most of your shots you hit a lot of the stuff that you went for, which is fine. But then if you did miss, I think I was prepared for it anyway.
Yeah, I have one bad miss that I think we'll see here in a little bit. But okay. Key moment number 3, here we are. This is your time to shine. It's funny because the game before, I watched you hit something absolutely insane, a ceiling shot. Here it is right here. Ball's up. You're flipping.
How is that not a flip reset, by the way? How? Game has scammed me.
Psionics. Answer. we want answers right now. So
no, I don't know. Sometimes it's inconsistent, but
okay. Were you? I think you just answered the question, but my question that I have written down is: were you expecting this to come off?
Oh man, when I go for things like that, I just do what I do in free play and then see whether my muscle memory takes over.
Okay.
The situation is that you're behind me. It's quite safe to go. In twos, it's like solo plays kind of win you games, but we're 2-0 up and you're in a safe position. So like as I go up for this, I can't even I'm looking at it on my screen. I can't even see you to the right, which means you're further back, which means it's fine. If you're being very sweaty and you really want to win, this shouldn't be anything you go for. Mm-hmm. I think Johnny Boy was one of the people who said it. Like in twos, you shouldn't even jump with the ball off the wall. Mm-hmm. You could get to Grand Champ by literally dribbling.
Yeah, he has.
So I'm
said that
putting
before.
myself out of the position. So I'm putting myself out of the play here. This shot is a weird shot. Say it's a flip reset or a ceiling shot.
Yeah.
The situation is that if you're not going to hit the shot, at least make it so that you're wasting time to rotate back around so your teammate can come in.
Okay.
So as I go up for this guy's on the wall, and he's expecting me to hit it off the backboard.
I'll back it up a little bit. Let's take a look.
Yeah. We can have a quick look.
Great control. There it is. You're up.
So we're going up. He's on the backboard, right? So I'm assuming he's expecting a hit here, and I can see him boosting and jumping off the wall here. So I went for the flip reset to try and like bait him into it, and it kind of works in a way because I beat him, but the flip reset just doesn't come off. So I tried to side flip left here to get it into the goal. But I think it ends up just being a pass for you.
It's a great pass for me, and this is going to be that moment.
If you can
that I'm
see in the
talking about.
background,
Yeah.
go back one more again if you can see that. You can see in the background that, look at his. So pause here. Look at his teammate.
Yeah.
He's gone for boost, but I'm attacking the goal. So if all I have to do, if I see him going over there, is just beat him, because then I know that you're behind me. So you might be in a position where you could take the goal. All I have to do is somehow bait him into the challenge so that then the goal is open and the ball is bouncing in front of it.
Your teammate should have gotten the goal. I'll be honest. So that's gonna come off. It's gonna be right there. I want to say my flip doesn't come off, unfortunately, and that's just because I could be better. So part 2 to that question is would you change anything about going for it?
I don't know. I think that's something that you have. It depends on if you were like, looking at it for a very scrutinizing eye. Then you could say yes, you probably wouldn't go for it. You just try and keep the ball close to you. But sometimes that's just the fun of the game. You like to go for things like that, especially when you're in a situation where you're 2-0 up.
Yeah.
The guys that you're playing against aren't necessarily the best players, so you can take advantage of that in a way.
I don't blame you one bit. Key moment number 4.
If you're in the camera.
True. So true. Key moment number 4. We're here right now. And this is going to be kind of what you were talking about within key moment number 2 where you missed. I'm going to set it up by saying you're not going to miss. You're going to get that touch, and you're going to rotate your car. And that's really what I want people to see when they look at this gameplay back is you're going to keep your momentum going up. But my question for you is how much of this touch right here was planned?
Going back into the corner, I'm pretty sure they're attacking. So I fake challenge, but I actually fake challenge too close to him here. So it could have been a goal if he shot on net. So it wasn't actually a very good fake challenge. So I'm fortunate to even have the ball coming towards me, because I use my, in this situation here I use my there you see me looking.
Yeah.
I use my stick to look to see whether he's going. And I don't think he is, but then he does. So it's awkward. The ball comes into the corner and I'm like, right, so I have to read this bounce and I want to take it. Like I said, I need to try and keep this close to me. You're behind me, you're rotating back. I'm assuming that you're going to come around, try and grab some small pads and go into the goal. So what I have to do is take it up the wall and try and stay close to it so that the guys can't then shoot on net. So, or, whether I can beat someone, because he's right next to me here and you can see him chasing it.
But my favorite part of this moment, and Poquito, again, the whole idea behind the series is that I want people to identify their own key moments and then tell me what they were thinking. Exactly. My goal is not to do any coaching. So here we are. It's this amazing touch, and you get your car sideways. You're landing all 4 tires on the sidewall, and you're going to start taking off. The only thing that I want to ask you about, though, with that is that the ball's going to get a little bit farther away.
Yeah.
So would you,
that means sorry, go ahead.
Would you do anything different about it?
I just make sure the touch was better.
Okay.
That's just about reading the bounce. So if you're at the point where I touch the ball.
Here it is.
So it comes down.
Fake challenge, little wiggle.
and then if you pause it about here,
Ooh,
so
right
the
there.
ball Yeah, that's a good pause actually. Nice, got it bang on. It's like that's like when you fill. It's like when you're filling your petrol and you try and hit the exact number. So I kind of jump a bit like too late, so it ends up that the ball kind of gets popped and it goes up the wall. So the idea is there, and I know what I'm trying to do. But if I jumped earlier, the ball would have rolled up the wall, and I could have followed it. But it's all about like just practice and reading the bounces. In reality, you know, he gets to that ball very fast.
Yeah. I mean, everything about that situation in my mind is correct. Just the touch was maybe a little bit too heavy.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's
that's
exactly
just
what
little
you're talking
mistakes
about.
here and there that happen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're nailing it.
I'd be like a pro player if like every touch that I made was perfect. You know what I mean? So it's little things like that which they could be better, but I think the idea was right, and I think it just I didn't even know. Maybe the idea wasn't right. Maybe we should get Verge back on and have a look.
All right. So Verge, whenever you're ready, please let us know. And I also
tell me
heard
whether I was right or not.
K. Paquito's coming for you. That's what I heard.
Exactly.
Okay, last moment, key moment number 5. This ball's gonna go straight up into the ceiling. It's gonna rocket back down. I want you to take a nice little look at the landscape, everything that's out here on Farmstead. It's beautiful. It is. What a great map. I'm gonna play it out, and then I'm gonna ask you kind of what you were thinking in hindsight. So here it is. Yeah. There's a turn right there. So what were you thinking right now during this turn?
So you're facing the goal, and the ball has sort of come down and bounced. So it's kind of a weird one in a way. It's like the ball's the challenge isn't like perfect because it comes towards us and it's awkward. But the guy on the right is actually not going. So I wanted to turn and control the ball up the wall and follow it, but I was basically just too late.
Okay.
And I was thinking, right, so even if I go for that now, I'm missing, and this guy's going to hit it anyway. You can see him coming for it in the background there. He's on the right.
So that transitions easily into my part 2 of this question is, were you happy with the decision there to turn?
I think the decision to turn was okay. It's just that I misjudged the bounce of the ball, which means that I can't actually take advantage of it. If I touch it there, control it, and take up the wall, then it comes off, then that's good. Okay. It's just that I just misjudged the touch.
Okay.
I think that might be more of a mechanical thing, or like reading the game rather than anything else, you know.
Poquito, honestly, you nailed these 5 key moments. You almost had that shot right there, and then your teammate, didn't do well enough to follow up as well. But from the first part of this video, we're going to see that you and I, we're going to close this game out 2-0. And you're setting me up on the road to Grand Champ. That's essentially what you're doing real well.
We had some good games, man. I enjoyed it. Like I think once you get an understanding of what your teammate's going to do, and even when you're in comms as well, it's especially helpful because you just know where someone's going to be and what you can expect from someone, which is just a lot nicer. You know?
I'm moving to the EU right now to begin our super team. So I asked everyone 2 questions though before they leave. All right. Okay. Now, number 1, Poquito, would you change anything from your gameplay?
Oh, mate, there's always stuff to improve on.
Okay.
Always.
Anything stick out?
Whether, I think the things that stick out in this situation is there's decisions I make to do a certain thing, but then the mechanics kind of, or the touch is like the first touch is the thing that lets me down a lot of the time.
Okay.
And like I think that's that last moment there that you pointed when it bounced down is like a hesitation in my mind, because I'm like, could I make that touch? Is it going to go straight back to him? Like, he's coming for it. Is that touch going to do anything? And I think there's like a hesitation there as to whether my first touch is going to be good.
Okay.
And actually taking a look back on that, he's coming for the ball, and I decide to touch it towards him anyway. So the touch there isn't even going to be good in any way because I'm going to be challenged. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, I'm reanalyzing everything in my head.
But that's what not enough people do when they do this series is like, yes, the whole idea is that I'm a firm believer in you learn from your own experiences, right? But there's no reason that you can't learn from other people's experiences, especially if they're negative. If someone does heroin for 20 years and their life falls apart, maybe you can use that experience to not do heroin for 20 years. Like, maybe you don't need to do heroin. Yeah, so same idea, but Rocket League instead of heroin.
I think that it's also good, especially like to have someone else look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to necessarily be a coach, but I think a lot of the time it is better for someone to know the game. Because like I said, I'm going backwards and forwards on my own thinking. I'm like, is that right? Is that wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have someone that can tell you whether it is right or wrong, or has the experience to realize that that you're doing the wrong thing, that's good. Like, I think everyone like who's trying to get better at the game should definitely at least seek someone who's better than you to look at the replay and tell you what they would do.
I love it. Question number 2. Overall, are you happy with the decisions that you made in this game?
Overall, yeah, I suppose. I mean, they led to winning the game.
Okay.
There was a few like weird ones, especially when everyone's pushed up the pitch and I'm still going for it as last man. But I don't know, it's reading the game. I think overall my decisions were okay.
Okay.
But like I said, I think anything can always be improved on. You know, you can always position yourself better.
A win is a win. I absolutely love to hear it that you're going to take away, something maybe, I don't know, maybe a little bit of a softer touch, if that means a little bit of, I know a guy, his name's Poquito. He has wonderful training packs. So be it. Poquito, thank you so much for coming on. This is your moment to shine, though. I want you to talk about anything and everything that you have going on. Plug any social media, anything that you just want to talk about. I know you're as far away from Australia as possible, but if you want to talk about wildfires, you can do that too. Right now, go.
Listen, man, that's an issue.
That is an issue.
But I guess, well, first of all, I wanted to thank you because you've given me the opportunity to actually, feel like someone wanted me to talk about the gameplay. So I appreciate that anyway. And it's an honor to have someone actually request my presence, as it were.
Even for a Liverpool fan.
Yeah. No one really likes Liverpool fans, apparently. So that's good. But I'm just trying to grow. I'm just trying to grow who I am, I suppose. The thing for me is like a lot of people know me in game, and they know my name, but they don't know who I am. So, I've got Twitter, I've got Twitch, YouTube, and stuff, and none of that grows because obviously people know my name, but they never look me up. So, doing stuff like this just gives me the opportunity for people to realize that I am on different social media. So I guess just keep an eye on my Twitter if you want to see new packs coming out, because there are some.
Fantastic. Should we be expecting anything real soon?
Yeah, so
love it.
I've got double tap pack, sorry. Okay. That's all ready to go. But the situation is that I want to release some content alongside it.
Okay.
And I've also got ground shots too as well in the works, because I've had quite a lot of pros ask for it.
Poquito, I love it. I'm going to link every single one of those links down below. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter.
Appreciate it, man.
Of course. I'm going to do my best to get some training pack codes in there as well. I started on your saves pack. I'm not kidding. I hope you watch this video back just so you can see my face of how much it improved my gameplay. So huge thank you to you. If you're not using Poquito's training packs, make sure to go do that. And he's mentioned it to me. I don't know if he's going to talk about it in the video. I'll mention it real quick. Maybe he's a bit of a graphic designer. Maybe he does some freelance work. Yeah. Feel free to reach out to him maybe if you have some business inquiries.
My portfolio will be coming out soon, and I'm sure that if anyone sees it, if you keep an eye on my Twitter, like I say, you'll always see that kind of stuff. Like, that's where I post majority of my things, whether I'm complaining about Liverpool, complaining about ranked, complaining about literally anything. You can just, anything that I create is probably going to be seen on Twitter. So I think that's the best place to keep an eye on it. So yeah.
Fantastic. Link down below. Poquito, thank you. This is the end for me and you, but I'm going to give everyone some final thoughts. All right. It's been a bit of a long one. Let's just jump right into some key takeaways. Number one, watch those touches. If you can, keep the ball close, control possession. Number two, Poquito mentions it, he alludes to it, and all that hard work pays off, but you got to put the time in to see the results. And then number three, I mean, he's a training pack guru himself. Take advantage of those training packs, and I cannot recommend his enough. A few will be linked down below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below on any and all of the key moments, and let's get involved together. See you for the next episode. Bye.